do think there are some whims that stick, and I think those are the ones you kind of have to lean on because they stick for a reason, right? Um, I got really obsessed with playing the guitar when I was in high school, and it's been I think over 10 years now, and I still love it. And I think it's because it's endless. There's no there's no point at which you think, okay, I've learned enough. I'm at the level now where I can quit. There's always another style, another technique, another motor skill you can develop. And I think of writing in the same way. I don't think I think writing is in a sense endless. That it's always difficult, but it's eternally gratifying. I'm curious what you think. I'll sometimes write something, and as I write it, I think this is no good, and then I'll reread it later, and I'll think, man, how where did this come from? Right? Where did this
Yeah.
idea come from? And I sometimes think of it almost like a random number generator, just throwing out, but as opposed to numbers, it's ideas. And sometimes you'll make a connection that you would not have made if you were just sitting and thinking to yourself.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but I'm quite extroverted. In my professional career, I work as effectively a lecturer, so I teach and I train people, um, and I think out loud. So my wife is the complete opposite. If I ask her a question, what should we eat for dinner? She'll sit and she'll think. Had this yesterday. We had that. I'll say, okay, well, we did this yesterday. We had that last week, and I think verbally, I think in words, I think out loud. So writing, I don't actually know what I think until I put it on paper. It's like formalized
Yeah.
thinking. What do you think of that? Do you find writing helps you be more sane, if I could put it bluntly?
I think so. I think so. And I think I forget where it's from, but I heard a, a quotation about how do I know what I think till I see what I say, or something like that. And
Mm,
and that to me is like that's the art of conversation there, and as well as I think in a lot of ways the art of writing, because yeah, it becomes a way to crystallize, a way to draw the connection points and the lines between the dots, and to bring the broader picture into focus. Um, and so, yeah, for me, it becomes a way to sit down with a lot of different things that have been going through my mind, a lot of different interests, and kind of, yeah, bring it all into focus. Um, and for me, it's kind of like, well, I may any given day have this sudden rush of energy to actually like sit down and start writing like a a short play or something, a one act play or something like that. Sometimes that I'm so moved by 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 something that's going on in life. It's like it's like now is the time for me to write something literary or something for stage, or it's like I it's kind of one of those spur of the moment type things, because that's the way, I guess, that you get the sense that you could jump into flow all of a sudden. But it is it's a lot of being able to digest, and being able to you know to to dig into your thoughts, and like you said, it's something where I think when it comes to our intellectual memories and our memories of specific ideas, and maybe I don't know if like the term meta memory or something like this would apply, but when it comes to remembering these observations, these more abstract ideas, sometimes they roll around with us and they stay with us, but a lot of the times, there you see something fresh because you forget that you planted it there, you put it into writing. And so that's a lot of the time whenever I have some sort of new story idea or a new article idea, I if there's something connected to it, I want to get it down there on a blank sheet or blank note as much as possible, because I don't want to lose the specific vibe of it. I don't want to lose the specific feeling that I have with it, and the kind of different pieces that are coming together into focus with it, because those I think are easily forgotten, and sometimes they can be uncovered. There's kind of like I guess a mental archaeology that sometimes you do, and sometimes
Mm.
you stumble back onto the things that have gotten dusted over within your own mind whenever you set out to write. It's like, oh yes, that's what I had in mind. That's the missing piece that I was going to use. But no, and writing, I think, is a really good thing, for the psyche, for the soul, for the mind to be able to have this way of, you know, I suppose kind of. I mean, it's a monologuing, but in a lot of ways, most monologuing, I suppose, in a sense, is dialoguing, but with oneself.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that allows for an opportunity, a little bit of that art of conversation with the blank page.